Well, welcome Quad City football fans. This is Jim Sanders along with Jess Medina, and you're watching the Quad Cities Football League. This is the very first year for this league. They've completed their first season, a double round robin, and the Cougars ended the season with an undefeated record. The Quad City Football League is an all-amateur 8-on-8 tackle football league with full equipment, played indoors. The ages of the players range from 18 to 40-something. And I'll tell you, the whole idea of this thing was to have a desire to continue to play the game, and that's what we've seen happen. The league is done, the double round robin. The Cougars ended up with a 6-0 record, averaging 47 points a game. The Shamrocks finished at 2-4 in second place, averaging 29 points. The Rangers tied for second with a 2-4 record, averaging 28.3 points, and the Trojans averaged 25.9 points per game with a 2-4 record. Tonight, as a special treat to end their season, the undefeated Cougars will play the Quad City Football League All-Stars. So I think we're in for a real treat. The roster for the Quad City Football League All-Stars, which is a combination of Shamrocks, Trojans, and Rangers. From the Shamrocks, you have Dan Drum, number 55. Jake Drum is number 5. Kalen Jones is 28. Narvi Cooper is 21. Steve Crow is 13. Caleb Gaitherite is 32. And Alex Jimenez is number 3. They will be wearing the green jerseys with the white helmets. For the, let's get to the Trojans. They will be wearing the blue jerseys with the gold pants. On their roster, they'll have Mike Mulder, number 2, A.J. Langfelt, number 12, Keisha Humphreys, number 22, James Webking, 18, James Eaton is number 8, Nick Johnson is 33, and Andy Johnson is number 55. And then for the Rangers, in red, they're represented tonight by Justin Carter, number 66, Shannon Arnold, number 2, Josh Cantu is 82, Marcus Lira has no number, but he'll be the player at the red helmet. Justo Lopez is number 77. Elpidio Cantu is number 67. Dwayne Scott is 23. Luis Martinez is 76. Robert Jones is number 4. And Gilbert Ware is number 55. Kicking off now will be the Cougars, and their roster will include Tim Robinson, number 9. Brent Klinkenberg, number 75. Jeff Klinkenberg, number 14. Todd Lawler is number 5. Adam Lest, 23. Troy Mitchell, number 2, Troy Dorr, 6, Brandon Ressler, 53, Nathan Less is 8, Aaron Washington, 19, Corey McNear, 45, Steve Brush, number 34, and B.J. Anderson is number 3. Returning to kickoff, down the sideline, and knocked out of bounds eventually. A great return that time for the All-Stars. And that looks like Shannon Arnold. I'll try to get a number for you in just a minute. The uniforms are difficult to see sometimes just because the numbers are only required to be on the back. It is number 2, Shannon Arnold, on that return. So great field position. We first and goal at the 8-yard line of the Cougars. So we're ready to play football here. It's 8-man football. You have a center and 2 guards. Everybody else is eligible. Wide receivers left and right for the All-Stars. I formation. Handoff to the tailback. Breaks 1 tackle and gets that ball, looks like back to, let's say the line of scrimmage. That was Keisha Humphreys playing at tailback. The fullback in this formation is Narvi Cooper, number 21 in green. The quarterback, starting a nice ball game, is number 4, Robert Jones. And they set up again, same formation. The only thing about the All-Stars, they got some really talented guys, but they haven't had much opportunity to practice together, obviously. And another good defensive play, no gain again. The general lineup for the Cougars up front, Brent Klinkenberg and Jeff Klinkenberg usually play in there as their defensive nose guard and a defensive tackle. We're trying to figure out who else might be in there for them. Generally, Troy Mitchell, number 2, plays as a linebacker. Brandon Ressler, number 53, plays a lot in the defensive line. 3rd down, 3rd and a long 8. There are no goalposts. We play on a 50-yard field, not real wide either. I'll explain some of the rules. This is your first time watching. Back to throw. That pass is incomplete. Intended receiver out there was covered very well. And Robert Jones' pass was incomplete. Sets up a 4th down. Normally in this league they play 4 7-minute quarters, but because the All-Stars have quite a few players tonight, they're going to play 4 8-minute quarters. Each team gets 2 timeouts per half, 6 points for a touchdown. If you get a touchdown and go for the extra point from the 3-yard line, it's worth 1 point. There are no goalposts. If you go for the extra point from the 8-yard line, you get 2 points. 4th down. Good pressure. Nice rush that time. Ball thrown out of bounds. Number 9 that time on a good pass rush. It's like Tim Robinson. Number 9 on the pass rush that time for the Cougars. And after a great return that time by Shannon Arnold for the All-Stars, the defense for the Cougars holds, and they'll take over at their own 8-yard line. The field is divided into 4 12.5-yard segments. To get a first down, you must make it to the next segment, which in this particular case would be out to the 12.5-yard line. So mark it at the 8, it's first down, 4.5 to go. Normal lineup would have Klinkenberg at center, Jeff and Brent at a guard. Wrestler would be the tailback, would be the other guard. Running back B.J. Anderson on the carry that time, and a real good defensive play that time by the All-Stars. 2nd down, and still about, well, let's call it 4 yards to go. 2nd and 4. It's 8-man football rules. The league started this spring. They played 3 games, a round robin among the 4 teams in the league. Took a week off for a bye. Back to pass is Lawler. A quick out thrown to the wide receiver on that side. And a nice first down catch and run out there. Todd Lawler, the quarterback, on a nice throw. Completed. I think that most likely is Aaron Washington out there. He's been the outside wide receiver on the right side of the formation. Number 2 is Troy Mitchell, who usually lines up what would be right now to the near side of the field. Generally, either Corey McNear or Steve Brush will play fullback. B.J. Anderson is the running back. Split backs. Quarterback under center, Lawler. Mix up in the backfield. Brush picks it up, and he's driven back. Nice play that time by number 28. That's Kalen Jones. Number 21, Narvi Cooper was in there also. Number 2 was in there also for the defense, Mike Mulder. 2nd down. Now they've got to go almost 11 yards for the next first down marker. 2nd and 11. I formation this time for the Cougars. Wide receivers left and right. And back to the tailback. Great pursuit to the boundary that time. B.J. Anderson on the carry. And again, good pursuit from the defense of the All-Stars. 3rd down. 3rd and long. Caleb Gaitherite that time, I think, was one of the guys on that stop on the boundary. But the All-Stars had at least 2 guys there. 3rd down and a long 12 to go. Get to a 4th down situation, you either go for it or you can punt it. Like in regular football. You're allowed to put a man in motion, 1 man in motion, but it's like high school instead of indoor arena football. The motion man must go laterally or backwards. Drop back pass, Lawler to throw. Nice pattern outside that time. Intended for Troy Mitchell. Goes incomplete. 4th down. So we'll see whether the Cougars decide to go for it. The Cougars are coached by Mike Baker, led them to a 6-0 record for the season. The Cougars with the black pants, black jerseys, blue helmets, blue numbers. From our vantage point up here, it's very, very difficult to pick out the numbers all the time, and we've apologized from the beginning that we were not able to give you all the numbers all the time. 4th down, back to pass. Long pass intended down for Washington. Washington catches that great play in the end zone. Aaron Washington on a pass from Todd Lawler on a 4th and about 12. That ball was caught in the back edge of the end zone for our first score. So the Cougars strike first, leading 6-0 on a pass to Washington from Lawler. Then they've connected many, many times this season. Ball's placed at the 3-yard line, so the Cougars will be going for the 1-point extra point. Slot right, one back, that'd be Anderson. Straight drop back, quick out pattern to the slot man, and it is caught, and it is good for the extra point. Wasn't able to pick up the number on that for you, but and I apologize for that. Let's take a short break. We'll be back with first quarter action here. We have the Cougars versus the All-Stars. It's Quad City Football League. Cougars are set to kick off here. It's first quarter action. We have the undefeated Cougars League champions against the Quad City Football League All-Stars. Kick return this time by number 5. That's Jake Drum. He gets the ball back to about the 18-yard line. Nice return. Good coverage down the field. Jeff Klinkenberg had a nice high kick that time, and it was covered real well downfield for the Cougars. So second possession coming up here for the All-Stars. And we're going to have a little problem figuring out one of the players for the All-Stars because he has gold pants and a gold helmet, and we have nobody with that uniform on our roster. But he's going to play right guard in there for the All-Stars. Same backfield as we had last time in the ball game. Narvey Cooper at fullback. Pass, Jones. He's going to go deep. That's intended for Arnold. Arnold on a great catch in the corner of the end zone. Shannon Arnold on a great touchdown catch. And the All-Stars strike back quickly. Arnold on the reception from his teammate Robert Jones. And a quick strike by the All-Stars. Beautifully thrown ball. Great catch down there by Arnold. So the All-Stars from the 3-yard line will go for 1 and try to tie this ball game up. 2 good running backs in there with Humphreys over the middle. Quick pass that time, but the extra point pass was incomplete. So we have a tie score. We'll stay right here now. We'll talk about some of the rules while you folks are watching. It's an indoor game, obviously. So as I mentioned before, the game is played by 2 teams, 8 players each. Everything as far as captains are concerned, teams can carry a roster of up to 20 players, and there are lots of rules that go along with that as we go along the way. There's a cap of collegiate playing time for each team. It's called the Collegiate Experience Cap, and it says that no team will exceed a total of 20 college years at any level of college. A player must include every year that he played at the school despite injury, playing time, or eligibility. In addition, 1 year of semi-professional playing counts as 5 years of college play. So what you've got here is our guys who really, that ball's on the ground. This guy can play. And great coverage down the field that time. Woo! I'll get back to the rules in a minute. Great tackle that time by James Eaton. The return ball, B.J. Anderson, but he got running laterally, and great pursuit that time. But in this college cap, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make this an amateur league. These are the guys, I've said this several times, I hope I'm not offending anybody, but these are the guys that we see playing football on Sunday afternoons at your local high school fields in sweatsuits, playing tackle football, and have been doing it for years and just love to play the game. And this Quad City Football League gives them the opportunity to play in an organized league and really, really have a good time. Armstrong on the carry and driven out of bounds that time. Kalen Jones made the play on the boundary this time, knocked Anderson out of bounds, but he moved the ball down the field and picked up the first down. So it'll be first down for the Cougars on their own 16 and a half, 17-yard line. I tell you, the whole thing was designed with that in mind. The league wants to expand for the fall. In September, late August, this league wants to get going again, and they really, really would like to put more teams into the league. They're also talking about a Labor Day, got a penalty flag coming in. They're also talking about a Labor Day 32, 64, whatever number of teams they can get to play in a tournament here at the Bubble on Brady Street, and that's where we're located here for this league. And they're hoping to have a big tournament Labor Day to kind of kick off the fall season. Second down. Big pass rush this time. Lawler back to throw. Screen pass out here. Nice reception. Stayed in bounds. Look out. And a late hit that time. They're going to call that. Looked like it was going to be late. Narvie Cooper a little bit late on that reception that time. Nathan Less, number 8, was on the receiving end. Wide receiver and a defensive back for the Cougars, and had a very, very outstanding year. So this is a walk-off penalties. Might as well talk about it since we got our second penalty coming here. And that'll be a first down. Walked across midfield down to about the 21-yard line of the All-Stars. Penalties are a 5-yard penalty for minor infractions, 10-yard penalty for more major infractions. First down. And about 10 yards to go. Anderson on the sweep and absolutely nowhere to go. That time Narvie Cooper made the play inbounds and also got great pursuit that time by our mystery defensive tackle that time, coming from a defensive tackle position with the gold pants and the black jersey and the gold helmet. I'm not sure who he is, but he made a big play there. Josh Cantu, number 82, comes in to play that defensive tackle. Mike Mulder is the other defensive tackle in there right now. Cooper's playing as one of the linebackers. Shannon Arnold's the defensive back. Back to throw again, going to go deep. Washington. Arnold is there, and a great catch that time. Oh my gosh, if you thought the first one was great by Aaron Washington, how about that one? And Shannon Arnold, number 2 for the All-Stars, did everything he possibly could to make that play an incompletion, but just took a great athletic move by Aaron Washington for his second touchdown. And another beautiful pass by Todd Lawler. So Lawler has thrown 2 touchdown passes and 1 extra point so far. Our score now 13-6 in favor of the Cougars, and they'll go for a 1-point extra point from the 3-yard line. Penalty flag coming in. This formation they're going to go to is going to be a slot formation with just one back. The one back would be Steve Brush, number 34. I'm just trying to figure out, I think they're putting B.J. Anderson, the tailback, in the slot. They hit him last time. Hard run this time. There's no place to go there. Big hit on the boundary. Number 5 for the All-Stars, Jake Drum and Mike Mulder that time made a nice play on the boundary, and the extra point is no good. So let's take a short break. Our score, the Cougars, the undefeated champions, 13, and the Quad City Football League All-Stars, 6. We'll be back in just a minute. We're back. Jeff Klinkenberg to kick off for the Cougars. The ball taken up front. A little toss back here. Humphreys with the ball. And he stopped at about the 13-yard line and driven back by a whole host of the Cougars. Led that time, I think Nathan Less was definitely in on that tackle. I think Steve Brush, number 34, was there also. And 2 or 3 of his other teammates. We're in the first quarter, near the end of the first quarter. Tonight, as I mentioned, they're playing 8-minute quarters. Normally, they play 7-minute quarters. The clock stops. Wrestler's going to come in and play as a defensive tackle this time. And he's in there with Looks like he's in there with Jeff Klinkenberg at the other defensive tackle. And they're trying to hustle a guy out the field as fast as they can. Penalty flag coming in again. It's like we might have too many players on the field, but we'll go from there. Clock stops in this game, not like the arena game that we may watch with the steam wheelers. The clock stops just basically like a high school or college game. Ball goes out of bounds, incomplete pass, you know, those types of things will stop the clock. And so therefore 7-8 minute quarters can last quite a while. Jones back to throw. He stays alive. Rustler with the pursuit. He gets away. Nice tackle that time. Down the field. Number 53 that time was in on a good play there. That's Brandon Rustler was there for that stop. And it looks like we're going to take a break here. That's the end of our first quarter is what we have. You're here watching the game from the Bubble on Brady Street. This is Jim Sanders with Jess Medina. This is a Family Ties production, Mediacom Channel 19. This is the Quad City Football League. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a minute. We're ready to roll here at second quarter action. This is Jim Sanders with Jess Medina from the Orthopedic Specialist Sports Complex. You're watching the Quad Cities Football League. Fullback, a good run that time up inside by number 8, and that's James Eaton. James has had a really good year in this first year of the Quad Cities Football League. He's played as a receiver, and then when his team lines up in the I formation, he generally plays fullback, is where he played that time. You're watching the undefeated Cougars in the black helmets, black pants, black jerseys, blue helmets, blue numbers. They're the undefeated champions. And then the multicolored team is the All-Stars representing the rest of the league. Change in backfields there. Oh, nice play. Incomplete. No flag. Intended receiver down there was Shannon Arnold. Some changes for the All-Stars. At quarterback now is James Webking, number 18. The tailback is number 5, Jake Drum. And of course, a moment ago, from his fullback spot, James Eaton is in the backfield for the All-Stars. Up front, Justin Carter is in the lineup. Webking, roll pass, has a man wide open and out of bounds. Teammate to teammate that time. Webking on the throw to James Eaton. And he's knocked out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The line to go to is going to be the 12.5. Let's call it the 16-yard line. The All-Stars trailing 13-6, early second quarter action. Wide receiver to this side of the field for the All-Stars is Alex Jimenez. He's done a nice job. A little too high. Jimenez, the intended receiver that time. In the pass from Webking. We have a penalty flag down. If you're watching this and you've got any interest whatsoever, or you know somebody that might be interested in playing in this league, all you need to do is go online. Again, this is the Quad Cities Football League. Go online, www.qcfl.org, or contact Dan, that's D-A-N, 211978 at yahoo.com. That's Dan, 211978 at yahoo.com. This is a Mediacom Channel 19. It's a Family Ties production. Jess Medina is the owner. If you have any comments, you'd like a copy of one of these ball games, a DVD from the game, contact Jess at 309-721-0896, or his email is jessm, Jessm 250 at yahoo.com. Webking makes a great play back here, stays alive, penalty flag goes down. We might have a face mask back here against the Cougars. That appears to be what the penalty flag is going to be on. Webking did a nice job that time of staying alive and moved that ball down the field. Made an effort to get the pass off against these Cougars, and the Cougars are tough. So generally, a face mask penalty like that will give you an automatic first down. I'm not sure. We don't have down markers out here, so sometimes your guess is as good as mine. I formation, wide receivers left and right. Drum on the carry. Inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line, and we do know now that it will be a first down. Jake Drum on that carry. In the offensive line for the All-Stars, I see that Dan Drum, number 55, is in there. Elpidio Cantu, number 67, is in the ball game. And pick up who the center is. Well, I'll have that whole offensive line for you. Could be Andy Johnson. I'm not 100% sure. I apologize for not getting that yet for you. Fumble. Recovered by the Cougars. Inside handoff, fumble, and the Cougars recover. On the recovery was Nathan Less, the linebacker. So the Cougars will take over, leading 13-6. This league, like I said, has gone on for about 8 weeks now. They had a 3-week series, a round robin. In the first 3 weeks, the Rangers beat the Shamrocks, and the Cougars beat the Trojans. Week 2, Trojans beat the Shamrocks, and the Cougars beat the Rangers. Week 3, Cougars beat the Shamrocks, and Trojans beat the Rangers. Week 4, after a bye week, Shamrocks beat the Trojans, and the Cougars beat the Rangers. Week 5, Cougars beat the Trojans, Shamrocks beat the Rangers. Last week, the Rangers beat the Trojans, and the Cougars beat the Shamrocks. Tonight we have the undefeated Cougars against the Quad City Football League All-Stars, and our score right now, 13 Cougars, 6. Kind of end-around pass, back to the quarterback, and it's intercepted. A great play down there by number 18, Webking on the interception. James Webking, a little razzle-dazzle by the Cougars that time, and it didn't pan out as they threw the interception. And trailing 13-6, the All-Stars get the ball at about their own 18-yard line, and it'll be a first and about 7 to go. We'll call it 7 yards to go. They need to get to midfield for a first down. Very competitive game here tonight. Exciting to watch. I mentioned earlier that the Cougars were undefeated in the season and scored 281 points. Shamrocks 174, Rangers 170, and the Trojans 151 points. Webking back to throw. Nice throw, nice catch. Out of bounds that time. Mike Mulder. Nice throw, nice catch. First down. Ball will be marked at about the 20, let's just call it the 20-yard line, inside the 21. It'll be a first down. The line to go now will be the 12.5-yard line. So they need about 8 yards. The All-Stars do. The All-Stars made up of players from the Shamrocks. They're the green with green and with the white helmets. The Rangers, they're in the red. And the Trojans are in the blue. Drum on the carry. Has this ball, let's call that down to about 18-yard line. So it'll be second down. Hustling in and out of the ball game. Trying to stay fresh are the All-Stars. They've added a minute to each quarter. The Trojans have 6 extra players, so they're at 14 guys for the game tonight. And I think the All-Stars have about 18 or 20 guys. Excuse me. Second down. In and out of the huddle real quick. Eaton running out of the slot, and he's run from there a lot this year. Bootleg pass, wide open again. Down and knocked out of bounds at, let's call it the 10-yard line. That's a good, Webking to Eaton has been a real good, combination this whole season. The games we've watched, those two guys really do a good job. Oh, we're going to work on the snap. You get a few extra things in a game like this. In at center, maybe number 13. That's Steve Crow. And the guy's playing a little out of position on the All-Stars here, so they gave him one practice snap. But it's a first down, first and goal from just inside the 10-yard line of the Cougars. Up front for the Cougars, Brent Klinkenberg, number 75, will play as a defensive tackle, and his brother Jeff Klinkenberg, number 14, also as a defensive tackle. Linebackers are allowed to blitz, and they are. Wepking looking to throw, not much time, and he's knocked out of bounds. That time by number 6, that's Troy Dorr, playing as an outside linebacker, and also a backup running back. The ball now at the 11-yard line. Extra guy coming in. Going to have a change at defensive tackle. The wrestler was in that for that play. He's coming out. Corey McNear, number 45, might be in the ball game there as a defensive tackle. I formation. Wide receivers left and right. Alex Jimenez to the near side. Oh, that ball could be intercepted. Kind of a quick pass out there to Dwayne Scott. Dwayne normally plays as an I back or a running back for his team, but he's wide out in this situation. So third down. Ball's at about the 10-yard line. Jimenez comes out. Wide receiver is Shannon Arnold to the near side. The far side is Dwayne Scott. Shotgun, high snap, fake to drum, back to throw. No place to go and a great play out there. Good defensive play there by the linebacker. That's either McNear or Brush. I'll try to get you a number if I possibly can. But it sets up a fourth down situation. A real nice play that time by the Cougars, and they needed it. We're in the middle portion of the second quarter, and they're back. They've driven the All-Stars back to the 20-yard line, and it will be a 4th and 20, 4th and goal. And they're going to go for it. 4th down. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing here right this minute. Now, we're not, it'd be nice if we were connected to the officials down there, but we're not. Our officials have done a great job all year. Jim Morris has worked every ball game in this league, and Derek is his partner tonight, helping him call the ball game, and they've really, really done a nice job all the way through. Good pass rush this time. And it's incomplete. Nice play that time. Number 9 is the guy putting all that pressure on there. That's Tim Robinson. He was in on the play before, and he was on this play too. Tim Robinson, number 9 for the Cougars. So a change of possession. Let's take a short break. Jess, we'll take a little short break here. We'll get back with a first down situation for the Cougars here in just a minute. We're back. Second quarter action. B.J. Anderson on the carry, and he stuffed that time. In there was Marcus Lira with the red helmet on. Number 67 is in on that play. Elpidio Cantu, another big play. Lira. He represented the Rangers real well as the year has gone along. So let's have a second down situation. 2nd and about 7. Need to get to midfield for the first down. Nice throw and catch. That time to the outside. Wide receiver Troy Mitchell, number 2. Powerful pass from Todd Lawler. First down. And the Cougars are on the march again. Mike Baker's team, undefeated champions of the league, 6-0. And he's got his team moving the ball again into the All-Stars territory at about the 22-yard line. They call it first and about 10. Lawler, quick drop, quick slant, and incomplete. Good pass that time. Tough ball to catch. Wasn't quite able to come up with it. Caleb Gaitherite, number 32 with the green jersey, was on the coverage. Second down. Second quarter action, the Cougars lead 13-6. Cougars have been averaging about 46 or 7 points a game, actually 46.8 per game, and they've been held to 13 points thus far in our first half. Second down. Wide receivers left and right for the Cougars. Back to pass again. Nice ball, a little short this time. A little pressure on Lawler that time. The pass didn't go where he really wanted it to go, and it sets up a third down situation. Adam Less, number 23, is the wide receiver, has been running from the left side of their formation, splitting time with Troy Mitchell out there. So Less. Fullback is number 9, Tim Robinson. Tailback is B.J. Anderson. The offensive line has got Klinkenberg, and Ressler. Quarterback, Todd Lawler. Hand toss back. Lawler looking to throw. Finds a man on the boundary. That's his fullback out there, Tim Robinson, but incomplete. A little trickery that time. Hand off to Anderson. Toss back to Lawler, trying to get the All-Stars to over-pursue, but they did not. And we'll see if the All-Stars can make a stand here. Remember, each team has 2 timeouts. If you don't use them per half, if you don't use them, you lose them. So you'll see both teams involved in some timeouts here maybe before we get done with this first half. Okay, now a little different formation with one back to throw, incomplete. Incomplete that time, underthrown a little bit that time. The intended receiver was B.J. Anderson. And looks like the All-Stars have got a chance to make a play here. I think we're looking at fourth down, and the line to go to would be the 12.5-yard line, so they still need, let's call it 8 yards to go. In and out of the huddle. Adam Less, wide receiver to this side. Aaron Washington, that's Lawler's favorite receiver, wide left. He's looking to go to Anderson. Nobody's open right now, going to the back of the end zone. And it is incomplete, almost caught back there by Aaron Washington. And we got to change of possession. Nope, what we have is our halftime. So, hey, this is Jim Sanders with Jess Medina. You're watching the Quad Cities Football League. We've got a game tonight. The Cougars, undefeated champions, are playing the Quad City Football League All-Stars, and our halftime score, the Cougars 13, the All-Stars 6. We'll be back in just a minute. Well, we're back here at the orthopedic specialist bubble on Brady Street here in Davenport. You're watching the Quad City Football League. This is the final game of the spring season. The Cougars, undefeated for the year, are playing the Quad City Football League All-Stars. Second half opens up. Cougars leading 13-6. Return on the kick by Anderson. A nice big hit in there. Initial hit that time by number 5, Jake Drum. Cleaned up by Alex Jimenez, number 3. Steve Crow, number 13, was in on that tackle also. The roster for the Cougars, they're in the black uniforms, black pants, black jerseys, blue helmets and blue numbers, coached by Mike Baker. Tim Robinson's number 9. Brent Klinkenberg is number 75. Jeff Klinkenberg is 14. Todd Lawler's number 5. Adam Less, 23. Troy Mitchell, number 2. Troy Dorr, number 6. Brandon Ressler, 53. Nathan Less, 8. Aaron Washington, 18. B.J. Anderson, number 3, with the ball and driven back just a little bit. Steve Brush is 34. Corey McNear is 45. And Kyle Schultz is number 44. And that makes up the roster for the Cougars. The line to go for the first down was midfield, and the officials mark it just past that, so it'll set up a first down just across midfield for the Cougars. This is Jim Sanders with Jess Medina. This is a Family Ties production. It's a Channel 19 Mediacom. Jess Medina, the owner of Family Ties production. This is Jim Sanders doing the play-by-play. I formation, receivers left and right. Kind of a blown play that time, but Lawler will keep the ball, and he's hit real big hit on the boundary that time by Marcus Lira. Lira and Lawler on a big hit on the boundary. An official will mark the ball just short, looks like, just short of the first down marker. Lira on the big hit. The teams they make up the All-Stars. You have the Shamrocks in the green uniforms, the Rangers in the red uniforms, and the Trojans in the blue uniforms. Representatives from all three teams in the lineup here tonight to go against the undefeated Cougars. Split backs. Quick Washington on the intended receiver, and Washington on the reception for the touchdown. That's his third touchdown reception for the evening. Washington, tall, rangy, wide receiver. And for Lawler, that's his third touchdown pass. He's also thrown to Anderson for one extra point. So 19. And as you notice, the officials mark the ball back at the 8-yard line, and from the 8, you get 2 points if you get the ball in the end zone. Up front for the undefeated Cougars, you'll have Klinkenberg, and Wrestler. Slot right. Straight drop back pass, and it's intercepted. And a nice return that time. But evidently, you can run back and missed extra point, and probably end up being a safety. That time, number 32, Caleb Gaitherite, stepped in front of Lawler's pass, and the extra point attempt was no good. So we get set for a kickoff here. Our score right now is 19-6, and we'll be right back with the kickoff in just a minute. We're back here. Quad Cities Football League. Kickoff, Klinkenberg will kick. Deep is number 22, Keisha Humphreys. It's short, bounces away from Shannon Arnold, but Shannon Arnold gets back to the 5-10. A nice cut, and is tackled at about the 13-yard line. We'll see where the official marks the ball. Then it will be a first down at about the 14, mark at the 14-yard line. So it'll be first down for the All-Stars. And they have the line to go to will be midfield. So let's call it first down and 11. We'll see what backfield they go with this time as an all-star group, of course. They've got a couple different groups they're working with. Robert Jones from the Rangers, number 4, is at quarterback. If they have that outfit he had in there with him earlier, you're going to see Keisha Humphreys. Yep, he's the tailback right now. Looking across the middle. Want him to go deep. And Jones is going to run. He's at the 20. He's at near midfield and goes down. He might have twisted an ankle just a little bit there. Made a nice cut at just about the 23, let's call it the 23-yard line. He'll set up a second down and a short 2 for the All-Stars. During the course of the year, Robert Jones has been a real interesting young man to watch play at quarterback because, you know, sometimes your best coverage in the secondary turns him loose to run the ball, and that can be really, really wild. Fullback is James Eaton in there now. He plays fullback and slot. Back to throw again. Stays alive. Ball to midfield, to the 20, down to the 15, to the 10, and driven out of bounds. We'll see the official will mark the ball inside the 10-yard line at about the 7-yard line. Robert Jones at quarterback on the run that time. Got that ball all the way down the field. Number 13, Steve Crow for the All-Stars made a nice downfield block. So trying to get back into the ball game now, trailing 19-6. The All-Stars, first and goal. Wrestler comes in to play defensive tackle. And also he's in there with Brent Klinkenberg, number 75. And those are the two biggest guys they got. So if you're going to run it up the middle, you got to get past those two guys first. Eaton is the fullback. Hand off to the tailback, put his hand down. You'll notice there's a rule in this league. The running back is Dwayne Scott, 23. If you put down a hand, the play is automatically dead. Unlike regular football where you can put a hand down and continue to run. That's been a factor because some of these really good running backs have great balance and they can put that hand down and continue to run. A loss of about 3 yards, we'll call it second down and 10, just inside the 10-yard line. Second and goal. Dwayne Scott is the tailback. Jones back to throw. Klinkenberg on the pressure. And a nice throw that time and a completion. That went to number 8. That is James Eaton. And the All-Stars put 6 on the board. That was Eaton on the reception from Jones. Jones' second touchdown pass of the day. And our score now, 19-12. And the All-Stars will go from the 3-yard line, attempting to get 1 point. Eaton's quite a receiver from that slot position where he's at right now. Fake the ball. Look, oh, that's a nice play. Nice fake that time from Jones to Dwayne Scott for the 1 point. Extra point. Our score now, 19-13. So, let me cover a couple more things here with you as the game's going along here. Again, the halftime was about 5 minutes long. You had 30 seconds between plays. Again, we talked about motion earlier. Basic formations are what you'd normally see. Some of the areas may have goalposts at some point in time. And if they ever put goalposts in there, you could obviously kick for extra points and things like that. We mentioned the penalties earlier. They're trying to make this a sportsmanship. They stress sportsmanship in this league. So fighting and unsportsmanlike conduct will not be tolerated. And players ejected by the referee for striking an opponent may face, well, they talk about criminal charges. Player ejected for striking is throwing a punch at another player will be suspended for 1 game and must pay a fine of $100 to return to play. They want sportsmanship, and they're going to find ways to do that. And really, in the games we've done here, we've seen absolutely none of that. So it's quite a league here, and those are the basic rules. If you're interested, again, as I mentioned earlier, get in touch with the folks here, quadcityfootballleague.qcfl.org. Ball's going to roll and go out of bounds. Back deep that time was B.J. Anderson along with Nathan Less. Excuse me, Troy Mitchell. Well, we're ready to start the ball. When the ball does go out of bounds, possession starts from the 20-yard line, and it'll be first down. We have ourselves a ball game again. It's 19-13. We're in the third quarter. The Cougars, undefeated and very dominant throughout the course of the year, playing a combination of all-stars from the Shamrocks, the Trojans, and the Rangers. First down, first and about 5. Reverse. That's a nice looking play. Carrying the ball that time. Oh, no. Oh, huge hit down there that time by the defense. Adam Less on the carry. And our mystery man, big defensive, offensive tackle. He's got a black uniform jersey on. He's got gold pants and a gold helmet. We have no idea what his name is, but he's been involved in 3 or 4 huge hits already. But the good run that time by Adam Less took the ball across midfield and enough yardage for a first down for the Cougars. So it'll be first down and about, let's call it first and about 11 for the Cougars as they try to tack on another touchdown. Sweep. Anderson off tackle, breaks the tackle, gets down to about the 10-yard line. We'll see where the officials mark it. Look, they're going to mark it at the 10-yard line. Good blocking out front that time. Adam Less from his wide receiver position made a nice block. They found a way to get away from that big defensive tackle, and that was the run wide. And it's another first down for the Cougars. And they're going to try to answer back as the All-Stars just scored and got back to 19-13. And the Cougars, first and goal from the 10. Washington to the right side. Troy Mitchell to the left, wide receivers. Straight drop back pass throw to Washington, and it's incomplete. Kalen Jones, number 28, for the All-Stars. He represents the Shamrocks on this team. Representing the Shamrocks in this game, Dan Drum, Jake Drum, Kalen Jones, Narvi Cooper, Steve Crow, Caleb Gaitherite, and Alex Jimenez. Representing the Trojans, Mike Mulder, A.J. Langfeld, Keisha Humphreys, James Webking, James Eaton, Nick Johnson, and Andy Johnson. I'll get to the Rangers in just a minute. Slot right, wide receivers left and right. Second down, back to throw. Over the middle, and a nice throw. That time, the throw was again to Washington. Aaron Washington for 6 points. From Todd Lawler. Quick score, 25-13. That is the fourth touchdown pass reception for Washington. The fourth touchdown throw by Lawler, and Lawler also threw for the one extra point. And this time the Cougars are going to line up and go for two. Receivers, two receivers to the right. High back, Lawler back to throw. Plenty of time, all kinds of time. That line blocked well that time, and it's incomplete. So hey, we're going to take a break here. It's in the third quarter, and our score, Cougars 25, All-Stars 13. We'll be back in just a minute. Klinkenberg to kick off, a high kick. Eaton refields the ball to 20. Goes laterally to the midfield, to the 20, the 15, and out of bounds at about the Cougar. Looks like 13, maybe 12 and a half, 13-yard line. Nice return that time by James Eaton. I was on talking about the representatives from each team. For the Rangers, Justin Carter, Shannon Arnold, Josh Cantu, Marcus Lira, Justo Lopez, Elpidio Cantu, Dwayne Scott, and Robert Jones represent the Rangers. So the All-Stars against the Cougars. Cougars undefeated for the year. In a final game for the spring season, the Cougars lead 25-13. First down. Same backfield they had here just a moment ago. Jones at quarterback. Eaton at fullback. Tailback. Humphreys running wide. And stopped at about, I thought he stopped at about the 15-yard line. Second down. First down marker set at about the 12.5-yard line. Second down. Elpidio Cantu is the center. Drum at guard. Play action pass. Oh, a nice effort that time. Tim Robinson, number 9, made the initial hit, and the sack was credited to, oh, I'm going to miss his number. I apologize for that. Hey, we've reached the end of the third quarter here. This is your Quad City Football League. You're watching Mediacom Channel 19. It's a Family Ties production. This is Jim Sanders doing the play-by-play, and Jess Medina running her camera, and he is the owner of Family Ties Production. We'll be back with the fourth quarter action here in just a minute. We'll stay right here and continue on. I hope you're enjoying what you see. As I mentioned before, Jess Medina is the owner of Family Ties Production. If you're interested in a DVD from one of these ball games, just contact him either by phone, 309-721-0896, or email JessM250, that's JESSM250 at yahoo.com. $10 for any game or every game that you want, $10 a piece. And contact him. This is the last time we're going to be here at the Bubble on Brady Street, so you're going to need to contact him, and he'll make sure he gets these to you. So if your favorite players have played in the last 4 ball games here, why 4 or 5 ball games, we've been here to do the coverage for you. Contact us, and we'll get that information and get those DVDs out to you. Second down. Jones at quarterback. Looking to go deep. He stays alive. Oh, nice crossing pattern, but a nice play coming out of the secondary that time. Adam Less in on a big hit. And also Corey McNear, the powerful linebacker, number 45, was in on that play too. Got a penalty flag. Looks like we're going to walk it back a little bit here. 5-yard penalty against the All-Stars. Sometimes it's a little difficult. Our officials aren't mic'd up, of course, and so it's sometimes difficult to figure out whether that was a loss of down, whether they get that down over again. So we'll just kind of play along here, and we'll figure out what down it is eventually. We do know one thing. Our score is 25-13. The Cougars lead the All-Stars. Jones back to pass. Good. Oh, looks like holding again, maybe, or something going to go against. Looks like it's going to go against the All-Stars again, but we'll just have to wait and see. The pass was incomplete. Sometimes it gets a little bit sloppy out here. Things we've noticed out here along the way is that as the game goes along, the players get a little more tired, and you know, these teams. I'm not sure exactly. Talking to Dan Drum occasionally, how many times a week they're practicing, and another flag goes down. We don't want that. That's one thing we'd like to stay away from if you can, is plays that are unsportsmanlike. That's not what the purpose of this league is. If you want to be careful, keep your composure, and play football. One of the main guidelines on page 1 of the rules is we're out here to have fun. And so, have fun. So we know one thing. It's a long way to go for a first down. I'm still not sure what down it is. But the All-Stars have the ball, and they trail the Cougars 25-13. Ready to play again. Long distance to go. Twins right and left. Jones back to pass. Good protection. Going to go deep. A little miscommunication that time. The intended receiver was Shannon Arnold, but he pulled up looking for a ball thrown in and around the 10-yard line, 12-yard line, and Robert Jones let it fly towards the end zone. It looks like what we've got here is a 4th down situation. I think the officials signal 4th down. We'll see as we go again. You can punt it in a 4th down situation, or you can go for it. And as the All-Stars line up, it looks like the coaches from the sideline over there are wanting to kick the ball away. So we'll have our first punt of the ball game here from the All-Stars 15-yard line, going back to punt. I think it's James Webking. I'm not 100% sure, but nice snap that time. Webking is there. Oh my, a great, absolutely great punt that goes into the end zone. It was as good a punt as you're ever going to want to see. And Webking puts the ball in the end zone. The Cougars will take over. We're in the 4th quarter here, and we'll take over here first down, and our officials will mark that ball. Let's see where they mark it. We're going to mark it out at the 20-yard line. So a punt that goes in the end zone comes all the way out to the 20. I guess it's the same as a kickoff that goes out of bounds. So the Cougars, huddling way back by their goal line, are going to have first down out here and 5 at the 20. We're in the 4th quarter, and the All-Stars are going to have to regain their composure a little bit here and get out and really play the game. So Cougars break the huddle, trying to finish off this spring season. I mentioned earlier there's a fall season. If you're interested, qcfl.org is the place to go. You got a group of guys that want to form a team. You want to individually join a team. Anything and everything can take place. Running back that time was driven out of bounds. The ball's going to be marked at about the 23-yard line. And it's a second down for the Cougars. As in a lot of sports, you get a lot of help officiating. Right now, the All-Stars are doing, I think, more officiating than they are playing. But in time here, things will get settled back down because they're in this ball game, 25-13. But they're going to have to make a play on defense. Wide receivers left and right. Fullback is Steve Brush up front of B.J. Anderson. Anderson on the toss sweep, and a nice play by the defense. No place to run. There were at least 4 defenders there on that play. So it's third down. All-Stars are making this very difficult. Cougars only need to get the ball to midfield to get a first down, but haven't got there yet. Corey McNear, number 45, is our fullback in there right now, and he may have been in there before. He and Steve Brush, number 34, share time at that fullback spot. So, but McNear is in there now. Anderson up inside again. A good hard run across midfield, driven back, and it will be a first down for the Cougars. Right now, the Cougars are trying to methodically take that ball down the field, and all the enthusiasm right now is coming from the All-Star sideline. First down. They need to get the 12.5-yard line for the first down, so we'll call it 1st and 12. Adam Less, number 23, goes wide right. Aaron Washington is to the near side. Lawler at quarterback. He's thrown 4 touchdown passes. He looks to go again. And this ball is intercepted back there by Webb King. Webb King playing deep middle, stepped in front of the pass and made a nice play. So the All-Stars do hold. They might have a penalty here somewhere, but they're obviously going to take possession of that ball. We are in the fourth quarter. We'll see where they mark it. First down. And the All-Stars, the Quad City Football League All-Stars, will take possession, and they'll start from the, looks like they're going to put that ball on the 15-yard line. Nope, going to be the 20. First down on the 20. So, touchback, as Webb King intercepted the ball and stepped out of bounds. Touchback, you get the ball at the 20. Webb King will be the quarterback this time in the offense. Jake Drum will be the fullback. Nice quick feet that time. Dwayne Scott, the running back that time for the All-Stars. Let's see where the officials mark that ball. They will mark it just across midfield, and it's a first down. 1st and 12.5 for the All-Stars. They're trying to get back in the ball game. Our score 25-13. Mike Mulder, wide receiver this side, Drum on the carry. Oh, he's stuffed pretty hard right there. Number 2 from the defensive unit, Troy Mitchell, made a big hit that time on Jake Drum. Troy Dorr, number 6, was also in on the action. 75, Brent Klinkenberg is going to go out. And in the lineup is Brandon Ressler for the Cougars. Second down. Webb King, boot pass. Looking to find a receiver deep, and he's there. And caught for the touchdown. That time, Mike Mulder on the reception. Mulder on the pass from Webb King. And our score right now, folks, is 25 for the Cougars and 19 for the All-Stars. And the All-Stars will go for 1. Lepking at quarterback. Tailback on the carry. No place to go. Big hit that time. 4 on the tackle. Kyle Schultz, number 44, was in on a big hit there for the defense. So we're in deep in the fourth quarter. Deep in the fourth quarter here. We're getting set for our kickoff. The Quad City Football League All-Stars have just scored and are scoring now 25 Cougars, 19 for the All-Stars. Again, this has been quite an experiment. They're looking for more teams for the fall. I mentioned earlier, in case you joined us late, they're looking to have a multi-team tournament on Labor Day weekend, hoping to get, I don't know, I guess, dream big. They're talking about 64 teams, something like that, in here. Probably play 2 games at a time. You can certainly do that here in the bubble, and then set up a September, October, November schedule. So this is kind of a neat thing. They've organized this. Hats off to the guys who put this thing together. It looks like the Cougars are expecting an onside kick. Again, we have no access to timing here. There's no clock or anything in there, so we have no idea how much time is left. But we know one thing: the All-Stars are going to try an onside kick. Jake Drum will be doing the kicking. Mike Mulder is near him, right with him, and the Cougars are setting up to receive this onside kick. You put your guys up front with the best hands, and you've got to make a play here. So Drum to kick off. A recovery here by the All-Stars gives them a real shot. It's a gamble because it's so close here. That ball's loose and recovered this time by Todd Lawler, number 5 for the Cougars. And when you try an onside kick, kicking off from your own goal line, it's pretty darn tough. But the Cougars, with time winding down here in the fourth quarter, leading 25-19, will take possession. First and goal from about the 12-yard line. A score here will probably put this out of range. I think the Cougars would like to do that. I'll tell you, the All-Stars came to play tonight. They're a very spirited group. There's some big hits going on out there all over the place. I think the guys are having a great time. I hope you're enjoying it. I know we are. Jess Medina on our camera tonight. This is Jim Sanders. And we've had a ball coming over here and doing these ball games Friday, Saturday nights. And I hope you've enjoyed them as well. Good hard run up inside this time. Ball carrier that time was Steve Brush. Got the ball inside the 10. They're going to mark it at about they'll call it the 8-yard line. Second and goal from the 8. I'm going to take that back. That might have been Kyle Schultz that time, number 44. They got 3 fullbacks in here. All are tough guys. Schultz, 44. McNear is 45. Brush is 34, but Brush is standing out right now with it's like maybe a sore thigh or something like that. That carry was by Kyle Schultz that time, number 44. He's a powerful runner up in there. So for the Cougars, Lawler's the quarterback. Schultz is the fullback. B.J. Anderson at tailback. Second down. Boot pass. Lawler inside the 5 and is tackled down there about the 3-yard line. Let's call it the 2-yard line. Timeout called by the All-Stars. That'll be their first timeout. So if they're calling timeouts and really onside kicks, you know that the time's winding down. Of course, the Cougars would love to score a touchdown, put this game out of reach. Mainly they want to stay in bounds and keep that clock running. 2 timeouts for each team per half. So we know that the All-Stars have 1 timeout remaining. It's been a real entertaining game. We've enjoyed tremendously, a lot of good hits. Guys flying around playing football, having a good time. That's what this league is all about. The interior line, Klinkenberg, and Ressler, split backs. Lawler going to throw for it. He's knocked down, which also Ball was tipped, no question about that, and it also stops the clock. So the All-Stars still alive. They didn't have to use their second timeout, and the clock is stopped. Ball on the 2-yard line. This be the final drive of the inaugural season for the Quad City Football League. And now the huddle quickly. Schultz the fullback, Anderson the tailback. Washington has been the favorite receiver for Lawler. Sweep. Anderson, he's not going to get the penalty flag goes down. We'll see what that's all about. He was driven back that time. In the tackle, James Eaton was in on that tackle. Several other guys ran to the ball. They held. That was about 4th down. So the All-Stars are going to get possession of the football. Not a whole lot of time left. The Cougars are going to have to play defense one more time. A long way to go. We're playing on a 50-yard field. The ball is at the 3-yard line. I'm not sure what's going on at this moment. Let's see where they're going to mark that. They're going to put the new ball in play. Each team gets the ball. Looks like it was timeout called that time by the Cougars. Let's take a short break. We're back with the end of our ball game in a second. Welcome back. We're here for the last few seconds of our All-Stars against the Cougars. Penalty flag goes down. Looks like a penalty is going to go probably against the Cougars, and if it does, it's going to move the ball 5 yards closer to that goal line and 5 yards closer to tying this ball game up for the All-Stars. 25 for the Cougars, 19 for the All-Stars. Webb King is at quarterback for the All-Stars. He has thrown a touchdown pass the last possession. Robert Jones has thrown 3 touchdown passes for the All-Stars. Lawler for the Cougars has thrown 5. Ball's moved out, and it will be a first down out past the 12.5-yard line. Quick passing game by the All-Stars right now. I'm not sure whether the official signaling 4 seconds or what, but it's about time for one of those Hail Mary passes here for the All-Stars. And we know one thing for sure. We know that Shannon Arnold, number 2 here to the near side of the field as a wide receiver, can run down there and catch it. And we know that Webb King can throw it that far. Back to pass. Pressure on. They're going to give him some time. He's going to go deep. It is knocked down and it's incomplete. And there you have it, folks. That was the last play of the ball game. Long intended pass from Webb King down the field, and we had ourselves, I think, a great inaugural season for the Quad City Football League. Our final score tonight, the Cougars 25 and the All-Stars 19. Again, I hope you've really enjoyed what you've seen this year. This is our last show for the spring season. They're going to have a fall season. It begins in September. Stay in touch. You want information? Go to qcfl.org, and all the information you need will be there, people to contact and so forth. You've been watching a Mediacom Channel 19, a Family Ties production. Jess Medina, the owner, and our cameraman tonight, this is Jim Sanders, doing play-by-play, and we'll join you again sometime down the road. But I hope you had a great time. God bless.